Today in society, schools are diverse, and anyone who wants to attend any school may, as long as they follow the district rules and matters. You see different colors, cultures, and ethnicities in each single classroom. The U.S. Constitution gives every single citizen rights and freedom to do as they please, but these laws have not always been kept up to their exact word. After the Civil War in 1865, all blacks were declared free and not considered property. The whites did not support this decision at all. They hated it and created many dramatic scenes and problems. Whites decided to find a way around it and created the Jim Crow laws, which enacted the separate but equal law. The law parted and segregated schools, water fountains, trains, waiting rooms, bus seats, restrooms, dining places, benches, and basically anything anyone can think of. Homer Plessy, a mixed African-American, 1/8 black, took the case to court after being arrested for refusing to move seats for a complete white. He himself, being white, declared to everyone in the driver he was black. Plessy's court case was denied by the Supreme Court, who stated his case was constitutional. The Supreme Court stated separate facilities were constitutional as long as they were equal. In Kansas alone, there were 11 cases for school segregation from 1881 to 1949. The NAACP leaders took a huge place into ending school discrimination. In Topeka, Kansas, the NAACP selected families to try to enroll their children into an all-white school, although their lives could possibly be threatened. After the death of Houston, Thurgood Marshall took his place of the NAACP school segregation cases. In 1951, Linda Brown had to travel an hour away to an all-black school, although Sumner, an all-white school, was a couple minutes away. She traveled amongst a dangerous railway with her little sister. The Browns were one of the families chosen to enroll into a white school by the NAACP. Oliver Brown, her father, tried to enroll his daughters to the all-white school, but the principal turned him down immediately. When the school year began, Linda and her sister walked to Monroe, the school that was an hour away. Oliver Brown became furious and took the case to the federal judge. The case and 4 other cases from Delaware, Washington, D.C., South Carolina, and Virginia were sent to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court combined the cases, which became known as Brown v. Board of Education. Thurgood Marshall, the lead counsel, was the leader for the plaintiffs. He argued that school segregation was unequal and it was discrimination against blacks. He won the case because on May 17, 1954, the U.S. Supreme Court made an unanimous decision stating that school segregation was unconstitutional and a violation against the 14th Amendment. The separate but equal debate was far from over. Many whites from the South were against these laws. The whites from the North were okay with it and supported the Brown decision. Integration protests erupted on the streets across the country. The protests indicated this was a heavy problem amongst the people. In 1957, 9 black students enrolled into an all-white Little Rock Central High School. They were known as the Little Rock Nine. On September 3, 1957, 9 students arrived to school for the first day, but were greeted by an angry mob. The governor had called the National Guard the day before school began and ordered them to stay in the front of the school. And when he received a court order, he refused to move them from the front. If the black tried to enter the school, the National Guard was allowed to shoot. President Eisenhower called in units from the United States Army into Little Rock, permitting the blacks into school. Later, in an international speech, he stated, "A mob could not overrule a court decision." The president had ordered the National Guard to stay there all year long to protect the 9 black students. In 1961, only 3 southern states still contained segregated schools: South Carolina, Alabama, and Mississippi. The Brown case changed the educational form all around the world. Along with leaders like Martin Luther King Jr., who gave his famous "I Have a Dream" speech, he changed the world's perspective. Or Rosa Parks, who refused to move from her seat, showing every single citizen has the same rights. They have helped us change to who we are today. The Brown case was the starting point for the civil rights movement. 59 years, and there is still a lot of work to be done. Still many judgments and discrimination we must overcome. 59 years ago, people like Linda would have found it impossible to enroll into a mixed school. 59 years ago, it would be impossible for an African American to believe that in November of 2008, the first black president of the United States would be elected. Today, no one can deny the real change that has changed amongst us, especially the No Child Left Behind law, which gives everybody the chance to succeed in who they are and who they want to be. Today, we have all changed in major ways to accept society as we are, and it should stay that way.